I understand the appeal of like hard music shows, like hardcore or some types of metal or something. To me, they're the most entertaining to go to because they're the most memorable. You've probably heard stories like countless times. I was at a show and I got hurt really bad, man. Or someone else got hurt in such a funny way, man. And I understand that no other types of shows really compare in energy, so I think it's fine to be unamused by shows with less danger or lower energy or something like that, if you're used to that. To me, there's nothing wrong with being violent at a show as long as it's expected and doesn't go too far. People who attend hardcore shows can assume that if you're anywhere near the pit, you're gonna take a few blows because, I mean, what else can you fucking expect from a bunch of people swinging their limbs around and hitting each other all the time? However, in any subculture, there's bound to be people who take it really seriously and revolve their entire personality around it, which, in hardcore culture's case, breeds pretty insufferable people. This is mostly people who think they have something to prove because they think that other people give a shit. They want everyone else around them to know that they're so hard. So at any show they go to, they'll try to be more violent than anyone else and crowd kill people who aren't into it and stuff like that. I'm convinced that in most cases, they're aware that they're not at a hardcore show and are just looking to build a reputation as the most dangerous guy or something like that. Now, if you're someone who goes out of your way to travel to a show just to beat people up who aren't into that whole thing, I hope you know that everyone can tell how insecure you are. I feel like if you were actually hard, you wouldn't feel the need to prove it to people who aren't and also don't care. I think that this type of behavior tends to alienate a lot of people from the scene who aren't large, tough dudes as well. Lots of hardcore shows are total sausage fests, and it's not too uncommon to find some misogyny in crowds like that. Like people who say clits ruin pits, for example. Now, I'm not someone who would consider themselves hard. I think I'm too happy and considerate to classify myself as so. I don't have any solution or anything in mind. I just want to express my feelings on the subject. I've met people at hardcore shows that are genuinely nice people. They just like the whole energy of the whole thing. It's like they say, a few bad apples ruin the bunch. But with people who consider themselves hard, the bad apples in that crowd can be shitty enough to turn a lot of people away from the whole scene. Which is probably what they want anyway, I don't know. I just don't like people who are totally inconsiderate and self-centered for the dumbest reasons.